whether it's to join a tributary team or participate in the harvest check-in, to manage the woods on their property or put a rain barrel on their house, to respect size limits or put an easement on their farm. Market research tells us that citizens act when they are confident that they understand and that they know what to do. But citizens are often not confident that they know what to do after reading background information about a conservation issue. Don't make them guess. Come out and tell them, here's what you can do. Step 1 of the communicating conservation method is to begin with behavior. Tell them what before why and how. First, tell them what they can do, then tell them why and how they should do it. Here's a great example from the Maryland DNR. It's a flyer about zebra mussels, and it comes right out and asks boaters to help. Read on, and it tells you why and how. In contrast, here's a brochure about the rusty crayfish. You have to read the whole thing before you know whether or not you can do anything about the problem. It's appropriate for DNR staff to encourage some kinds of behavior, but it is not appropriate to encourage other behaviors. If you're in doubt, talk to your supervisor or the communications office. But here are some general guidelines. It is appropriate to encourage residents to comply with state law and policy. And it's appropriate to encourage them to enjoy outdoor family activities of every kind. It's appropriate to encourage them to participate in DNR events. And it's appropriate to encourage them to pursue voluntary conservation efforts. Always encourage them to take appropriate safety precautions. But do not urge them to vote for your preferred candidate or ballot measure. Do not try to involve residents in internal DNR matters and decisions. Do not urge residents to support or oppose any interest group. Do not promote any particular product or service brand. Market research tells us a lot about the activities that Maryland residents already pursue. The market research company InfoUSA compiles information about Americans based on their credit card purchase histories and other factors. InfoUSA finds that the most common conservation-related hobby in Maryland is gardening. Nearly 500,000 gardeners. That's far more than the 150,000 anglers, 130,000 boaters, 120,000 campers, or the less than 100,000 hunters and less than 50,000 birders. Here are the takeaways from today's lesson. Most citizens are not confident that they know what to do after reading or hearing conservation background information. That's why step 1 is to begin with behavior. Tell them what they can do before you tell them why and how. First tell them what, then tell them why, then tell them how. It's appropriate for DNR staff to encourage some kinds of behavior, but it is not appropriate to encourage other behaviors. When in doubt, talk to your supervisor or the communications office. Now that you've watched today's lesson, here are the next steps. Take the quiz. Then join the forum. It's optional, but we encourage it. Finally, review the optional reading and resources.